YouTube, what's going on? Another edition of Parking Lot Thoughts. Another Thursday sitting in the parking lot. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about when I first realized that I had to go on dialysis. I knew it was coming. I had gotten a call while I was at the fire department from my nephrologist's office. My doctor says it's time for me to go on dialysis. They gave me some information. They said they'd be sending it via email. Thank God, because all I heard was Charlie Brown's teacher after she told me that I had to go on dialysis. I didn't hear a word she said after that. Now that I have to go on dialysis, it sort of changes things. My first day of dialysis was in the hospital. I met a guy in the same unit. He sparked up a conversation, you know what I mean? And he was like, "Is this your first time?" I was like, "Yeah, this is my first time. This is my first dialysis treatment." He told me, learn as much as you can about your disease in this dialysis machine. I thought that was good advice. Eventually, I had to start getting dialysis at a dialysis unit. I kind of separated myself from the other patients in my mind because there was a lot of really sick people in there, you know what I mean? And I knew I was really sick too. I was thinking I'll be here for a year tops. I'll get a kidney, I'll go back to work, and things will be back to the way they were. So I kind of separated myself in my mind from the rest of the patients. I kind of looked at them differently, you know what I mean? I felt sorry for them for some reason, and I'm in the same boat. And it was sort of an arrogance, you know what I mean? That dialysis machine humbled me quick because my body rejected it. Every single second of the time, my body rejected it, and every single treatment, almost every single treatment was difficult. I went on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and each session was 4 hours. Some people get 3. In my unit, the unit I was in, people had 3 and some people had 4. I was one of the ones who had 4 hours. That 1 year passed by, and I was part of the community. Just like any other community, there's people that you click with, sort of, and there's people that you just really don't have a lot in common with, I guess, besides dialysis. But early on, I needed to have my kidneys removed. My back would be absolutely, it's probably one of the top 2 pains I've ever felt in my life. Definitely up there. And I'd be in the dialysis unit just a mess, man. I'd be a mess. The week I got my kidneys removed, I left the dialysis unit in an ambulance from the pain. I get to the ER. I think they take some blood work, maybe an x-ray or something like that, and sent me home. Told me, to take Tylenol. Looking back, I don't even know why I accepted that. I knew that something was wrong, and I knew Tylenol wasn't going to do it. I was already trying to take Tylenol. I go home, take the Tylenol. Doesn't work. I deal with the pain. I go back 2 days later. I suffered with this pain for 2 days and went back. This time they sent me home with a prescription for pain. I think it was Percocet or something like that. The Percocet didn't even work. This pain was eating that Percocet alive. This pain was crazy. The next day I go back. This time I'm in an ambulance again, screaming in pain. Get to the ER, the doctor sees that this ain't no joke. And he knows I've been there earlier in the week, and right away, they give me some pain management, right? I think they gave me morphine, maybe Dilaudid. I can't even remember, but whatever it is, it did its job. And, I started to feel relief. And I think they did some CAT scans. They did a bunch of stuff. They came back to the room and they were like, "We're going to fly you to another hospital that can better care for you." Basically, that's what the doctor said. He was like, you know, your kidneys are extremely inflamed. Your kidneys are extremely enlarged, and it looks like the cysts on your kidneys are oozing into your body. You know what I mean? By then, I'm on cloud 9 with these medications. I heard him, and it was cool and all of that. Next thing I know, like the helicopter flight team eventually shows up, make sure that I'm stable, hooks me up to all of this stuff. What I can remember, I don't remember taking off. I remember them putting me in. So I can remember landing, you know what I mean? And they put me in an ambulance, and the ambulance took me to this hospital. The next thing I remember is being in a room. I can remember hearing somebody speak, but my eyes were closed. And it sounded like two people talking about removing my kidneys. And it almost sounded like they were arguing with each other. One wanted to and one didn't. That's what it sounded like to me. I remember that part. I might have been bugging because I was highly, like I said, I was highly medicated. But once I came down and my family was there, they was like, "You have to take your kidneys out. We're gonna have to take your kidneys out. You have to remove both of your kidneys." And I can remember my aunt, who was on dialysis and got a transplant from her husband eventually. But I can remember her telling me that she didn't have any kidneys years ago, before I even got sick. And I thought it was crazy. I'm like, wow, my aunt has no kidneys. She didn't have any kidneys, but now she has the one kidney that was donated by her husband. So I'm like, wow, they gotta take my kidneys out. So they eventually do that. There'll probably be a part 2 to this. It's getting kind of long, so I'll do a part 2.